G'day and welcome back to my channel. Now, I would normally say welcome back to my hobby room, but technically I don't have one at the moment. I am a hobby orphan. Yep, that's the truth of it. Well, this is some hobby room back on the Sunshine Coast. It's just an empty room. It's just, everything got cleaned out. Everything got boxed up, and here they are. Here are most of the boxes. These are just my tools and lamps and lights and microphones and stands and everything like that. Got other old, like 7-8 boxes over there which are full of model kits, and my car's full of all my ships. But first off, what I need is a new hobby room. Now I've got this room behind me. It's about 5 metres by 3.5 metres. That should be enough space, wouldn't you think? That should be enough space. That's bigger than my last one. My last one was 4 metres by 3 metres, right? So this is a bigger room. It should expand out and make a... It won't. And I'll explain why in a sec. But I'll show you how I turn this to this. Yeah. How about that? Now that's a hobby room. It's nice and cozy. I've got the couch. I've got a lamp. I've got my cupboards there. I've got a cube. Yep, that's going to work fine. All right, I'll show you how I managed to transform this entire mess into a workable hobby room that I can use, that is easy to get into, out of, has the right amount of light, has the right amount of air conditioning, has the right amount of cats. It's always important. So, are you interested in finding out how I did all that? Great, roll the music. Now, before we get started, there's a bit of prep involved. Yeah, you can try and chuck all your stuff in the room and try and push it around, stir it around like a bloody porridge until eventually it kind of turns into something. That can be very frustrating, take a lot of time, and it's quite backbreaking. I've got a smarter way to do it. Why? Because I've done this so many times. Unfortunately, renting in Australia is a pain in the button. Houses are always getting sold out for underneath you, and landlords deciding to renovate and double the rent. All kinds of things happen, which is just how it is here. It's perfectly legal. It's just a pain in the rectum. So you end up having to move to another place where you don't really want to. You might be really happy where you are, but it doesn't matter. So I've moved a few times. I mean, there was 2 years there where I moved 6 times. That was ridiculous. At least lately, I've been able to stay at least 3 years in a place before eventually it really goes tits up, But look, each room is a different challenge. It's a different layout, there's different windows, there's different doors, there's different cupboards, and you've got to sort of navigate all this and come out with something that'll work. You might not care, you might just go shove your desk in there, that's it, that'll do, and then wonder why it's never really sort of very easy or a lot of fun to use that hobby room. Planning, just a little bit, not a lot, no maths involved. I won't bore you with the mathematics, although I do use maths to do mine, but I won't. It's just a very simple set of Houdini sort of, I won't call them rules, they're more like guidelines. All right, so the first thing is the Tetris principle, right? Now, if you've played Tetris or you've filled a shopping cart or even if you've done packing, right? The rule is put the biggest thing in first, right? Get the biggest thing away because that solves a lot of problems. Do the big stuff, then the little stuff. And it always works a lot faster, all right? So especially when you're sort of trying to put things together, do the big one and then you can fit the little things around it. Same with your hobby room. Find the biggest thing. So for me, my biggest thing usually is my hobby desk. But unfortunately, we have a problem in this house, and this is it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and I don't mean my big fat belly. No, that's very rude. Don't talk about me like that. Goodness me, it's really hard getting old, getting really fat. Yeah, it's all that curry, I know, it is. Now look, this wasn't in my plan. This great big kick-ass 3-seat sofa in elephant poo sort of grey. You been to the circus? This is the colour. So what happens is, the landlady said, look, I heard that you've been looking for a sofa and we don't need this one. How about we leave it here for you and you can use it? I said, oh, great. And it's really comfy and everything. She said, oh, it's a bit big. It takes up a lot of the room. I said, can we just kind of shuffle it in the other room and see how it looks? She said, no. It's so big, we can't get it through the doorway actually into the house. Like the internal hallway, it won't go through. So the only way we can do it is get 2 big people to carry it, manhandle it out the front door, wrangle it round and shove it up the arse of the house, right? It's the only way you'll get it in. Yep, it's just basically a great big upholstery suppository. Yep. So I went, okay, all right. I said, tell you what, leave it. See how I go. If it's not really going to work out, then we can get those 2 big burly people in and they can, 86 the furniture. Now, it is super comfy. I've fallen asleep in this twice now, watching TV at night time. It is so nice. Much better than my old couch, which has been wrecked over the years by cats and, worms and moths and, mould and all the rest of it. It's a stinkified couch. It's going to need completely recovering, or I'll probably cheaper to throw it away and buy another. So this will do. It solves the problem that I get a nice little sofa, but it's so big. So can I incorporate it into my hobby room design? Well, I think I can. So that's the thing. That's guideline number 2. Some things you can't change and you've got to live with them. So the air conditioner, where it is, that's where it is, right? So you don't want to sit yourself so that it's blowing right in your face all the time, unless you like that sort of thing. You don't want it blowing in the back of your neck. That's not good at all. You get a creaky old neck, especially an old bugger like you. Blowing in your ears, that's going to cause all kind of problems too. You get ringing in the ears. Yeah, that's right. Earworms. No, so you've got to plan yourself around air conditioning, around, fix things like windows, fix things like doorways and that sort of thing, and any piece of furniture which is unmovable from the room. In my case, a bloody big 3-seater couch that I didn't know was going to be here, but they kind of left it for me, and it's going to be comfy, so hey, I'll use it. I'll use it for now. Now, the fixed things here are the doorway, all right? So here's a plan. It's the front door. The only door is actually the front door, and that leads in. But then it dog leads off to one side, so it's a funny sort of setup. So we've already kind of lost a metre on that side. So our 5 metre by 3.5 metre room went down to 4 and 3.5. Okay, you say, that's just about what you had in the last place. Yeah, but then I didn't have a great big kick-ass bloody, sticky old bloody 3-seater sofa. Yeah, okay, we've got to work that into the plan somehow. All right, now, what most people do then is take the big thing, right, desk, and they go, all right, well, let's put it somewhere where it's nice and bright. We'll stick it in front of the window. There are many reasons that is not a good idea. It really doesn't work, and it causes a whole lot of problems, okay? Let me show you. All right, here is my new hobby bench. Well, it's not, it's just a little mock-up I've done on a couple of packing boxes. Here's my cutting mat, and there's the kit I'm working on, and there's the window, and yeah, there's lots of light. If I'm in here with my eyes, I'm thinking, there's lots of light. You can see that. Look at it. That's nice and shiny until you do that. Did you see the difference? Let me do a close-up so I can show you. So here we are, close again. Now, yeah, there's light coming in from the window, right? But when you try and do some detail work on your model, you're backlit. And this is not even a particularly sunny day. It's overcast here. So there's, it's not the bright rays of sunshine that we will get here, say on a summer's day, it'll be streaming in. Oh, but put your hobby lamps on, Harry. That'll work, all right? These are really bright 9 bloody watt ones. Okay, again, yeah, we're getting the illumination on the top. That's terrific. And we turn side on. Oh, what do I shove it right underneath the lamp? Oh, it's just happening if I get the lamp right up there really close. I mean, just see what I'm doing. It doesn't work. It's called a backlight effect, all right? The sun coming in is so bright, you're going to need lamps that are basically like mini suns. You're going to have to get a couple of red dwarfs, put them either side of your bench, and you'll burn the house down. This is the trouble with working close to a window. The only thing you can usually do is close the curtains and sort of try and diffuse the sunlight. Because, yeah, as long as you've got the sun on it, you're fine. The second you turn it sideways, right, and you're trying to work on it, do some detail, you can't see what you're doing. The only thing you can do is put your hobby lamp really up close, but even then, believe me, there's so much sunlight coming in, it will always beat up on the lamps that you're using. You have to use like studio lamps, and they'll be so hot your model will melt. Right, well, we have our basic guidelines, okay? Biggest things got to go in first. Things are fixed, we've got to work around them. And then it's not advisable to work in front of that window, unless you live in bloody Iceland or something, right? But most of the time it really doesn't work and it's a problem. I mean, if you have to, then you're probably going to have to put a blind up there and, or put some window tint on it or something to try and balance the light. Assuming you've found the place in your room for your desk, you had a look around and go, okay, I've got to avoid that air conditioner, stupid couch over here. The only place left for my desk probably would be either this wall or that wall. And this is how I started. So I started with this plan, okay, and I left the couch where it was, and I went, okay, I've got this great big long wall, I could do that. But a lot of problems with that. I had my back to the door and the window for a start. So if people were coming here, delivering parcels with my new kits or whatever I'm ordering, new takeaway food for Basque, whatever, I wouldn't see them coming. So I went, having my back doesn't really work. So I shuffled that around a bit, and then I came up with this. Now, I've done all this on my computer, and that was a much easier way to move things around the room than actually physically here pushing stuff around and ending up hot, sweaty and grumpy and saying a few rude words. You don't want that. Now, not everyone's got computer skills, sure, but you can do it with paper and pencil. Just draw up, scale, work out a scale, basically measure up the room, and if it's 5 metres by 4 metres, do your drawing 5 inches by 4 inches or whatever. It doesn't have to be huge, right? All right? Or you 50 centimetres by 40 centimetres or whatever. All right, I just did it. I designed it all in Photoshop there, and away I went. Actually, I think I used Affinity this time, yeah. Anyhow, and then all your objects, measure them up and make little paper ones if you like. And you shuffle them around until eventually you go, that works. Now, you need to also consider, once you've got them placed, things like, where's my back to? What's going on? Will that be noisy with an air conditioner? Is it going to annoy me that I'm right next to a door or people will be opening it all the time and bothering me? Those sort of things you've got to factor in. Now, with the way I've done it is I've pushed everything away from the main doorway. I don't expect a lot of people to come around here, frankly. I don't have any friends. Well, maybe one, yeah. So the front door won't see a lot of traffic. In fact, most people probably come around the back because I've got a back door that really is much more friendly. So the front door will probably only get used for, again, those cat food deliveries. That's about it. Yeah, they won't get to see much. I'm just going to open the door quickly, snatch the food and run on. Okay, so that problem's solved. And as I said, my hallway doesn't just cut straight across, it doglegs off and away. So that gives me a sneaky little sort of edge bit here that I've got room. So I thought, well, what if I moved the couch to that back wall? So the couch is literally looking at the window. So you could sit in the couch and have the curtains open. You can look outside and stare at the palm trees and watch the drop bears go down and eat all the tourists. Brilliant! Tons of entertainment. Who needs TV? So that seemed like a good idea. And then I thought, well, I could get my hobby sort of stuff against the back wall there with the air conditioner. And that works. And by having a shuffling papers, I figured out I could get one of my small little IKEA desks that I slide underneath a set of drawers, which keep my tools in. I could get my standing desk there, L-shaped to it, right? That's good. I've done that before. Works really well. And then I can get a cube if I've got things that I want to sort of have there, some kits that I'm building or whatever. That's all I'd really need in here. Now, there's no spray booth, because there's no way for me really to organise this room, no matter how much I shuffled the bits of paper or virtual pieces of furniture on the computer, to actually get a spray booth next to a vent. So I gave up on that, and I realised I probably should try and make this a lounge but a set, and that was my idea. Rather than have my videos where I always had all the big cubes behind and all the kits, and everyone used to go, you bastard, you bought all those kits, you bastard. Well, I've sold most of those now, as you well know if you're watching this channel. 80% of my stash is gone. I've just culled down to what I really need. Okay, so there's no need to display my kits behind me anymore. None of that. The sofa will work as part of the set, right? It'll be a good thing. I sit on the sofa and have a little, sofa side chat with you, and you won't be sort of getting all that stash envy. Yeah, so that solves that problem. And I've just got enough hobby room that I can do things. Now, the spray booth will be in one of the back rooms. So I've got 2 back rooms. Neither one of them would suit for a hobby room because this is the only air conditioner. This air conditioner does air condition the whole house, but it does get a bit hot and stuffy towards the back rooms. That's perfect for my 3D printer, and that'll be perfect in the other room to basically have my computer and maybe the spray booth. I actually don't do a lot of airbrushing. I really don't. If it's only a little job, well, I could probably just do that in here inside a little cardboard box like I used to if it's nothing too noxious. If it's a big spray session, I'll go down to my spray booth and I'll do that. And if I'm spraying something that's going to get right up my nose, I'll go outside. There's plenty of outside. It's Australia. Tons of outside in Australia. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to get things in the right position as per my plan and then see how it goes. Now, I talked about pathways. I'd kind of worked that. I said, I know the front door, the traffic come in there, they'll go past, they won't bother me. To walk into the couch is really easy. You walk in the room, you can sit down straight on the couch, nothing in your way. Hobby room, you've got to go past the couch, but then you're ensconced in the hobby room section, right, that area there. The stool, you're fine. It's easy to come and go. I've worked that out. And of course, having the TV in my hobby room means I can run my tunes on the TV and have that in the background, I'll be able to listen to past episodes of Harry Houdini. That'll be exciting. Yes. All right. Let me get on with the move and let's see how it all comes together. Yeah, what? You didn't do any help. You didn't help at all. You just spent your whole time in here sleeping. I had to do all the setting up of the hobby room. Goodness me. Talk about a diva. Alright, let's take a quick tour. Now, there's a few boxes here that are still needing to be done, but that's that front door, right? Okay, and then there's that little dog leg that goes around here. It's kind of a bit strange the way it goes. Come back a bit. So yeah, front door, and then you got a dog leg over here. And then that is where the entertainment cabinet and the TV have ended up, against the curtain, which is not what I would have thought of before. And then there's my cube, as I designed in the corner. There's my hobby desk, sitting there nice and comfortable. And it's out of the way of the air conditioners. The air conditioner's there, it blows beside me, it will not blow into my face, into my ear, up into my orifices, all my derriere. Then I've got the little side desk thing set in there, which I've done before, and it works really well. It allows me to put things on there like there are the ship kits in their peanuts, which are going to immediately, hang on to your lunch, whoa! They're going to go into that display cabinet once I get the shelves out of the car. Now I've got another one of those display cabinets, but it's not the same colour, and it will go here once I get it painted. So I'll be able to have all my models on display for me to enjoy. And zipping around to here, there is the big ass couch, right? So it's there, it's out of the way, it's sitting nicely, angled to the TV. My lamp will illuminate everything that I need there, and that becomes my hobby room. I'm pretty happy with that. So there you are, that's the start on it. Everything's in place, and I really like the layout. I've walked around it a few times, it's really good. There's a feeling of openness and space in the room. It's not super crowded, but there's plenty of area to do my hobby. There's plenty of space here to sit down, relax and watch TV. I can admire my models in the cabinets. There's everything that I want. And this is, a room that even on a Sunday or something, when normally I close up the office, this is the thing. In the other houses, I would close up the office, which often contained the hobby room, and I would try not to work on a Sunday, have a day off. Whereas now I can close off like the 3D printing room and the computer room, right? So I'm basically not working. But my hobby room is sitting there. And if I just feel like actually building a model for fun, just for me, it's there. And I won't have to feel like I've gone to the office. So this is a psychological thing I learned years ago when you're working from home. You want a day off where you don't go into that room where you work, right? As long as psychologically you haven't gone to work, you feel like you've got a day off. Yeah, believe me, it works. All right, well, I'll be adding more to this because things are going to be unpacked and things are going to be put in. But I think you get an idea of the general layout. And look, honestly, I love it. And I wouldn't have got to this without pre-planning and trying all those guidelines. And they really helped because now it just seems so obvious. Now, of course that fits there, that fits there. Anybody came in here, they go, yeah, that works, that's really good. There's nothing outstanding about it other than its simplicity. And it works. That's all we've been trying to achieve. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, I thank you very much because I know this probably wouldn't have been everyone's cup of tea. It's just basically how to rearrange furniture. Yes, Harry does feng shui. Yeah, not really. There's a bit of feng shui in this, but I didn't go into that. Look, I'd like you to hit some buttons for me right now. This is much easier rearranging furniture. Yes, it's as simple as cabinet, desk, and lamp. Hit one of those buttons, see what happens. It may revolutionise your day. And if you can, buy me a curry. Because I really need some curries after all the lumping and lugging and pushing and everything. It took me 15 hours to actually pack my place. I was quite surprised. I didn't think it would take that long. But yep, 15 hours to pack my place up. Yeah, it's the old days I could do it in a day. But it's all this bloody stuff I've got. Bloody hobby. Lucky I got rid of those kits. I would still be there packing it up. Anyhow, got a cyclone to look forward to here this week. Yep. They come every 50 years, and apparently one's due now, and we're going to have a cyclone Category 2 or Category 3 crossing the coast into somewhere near Brizzy. Wonderful. Glad I moved here. All right. Hopefully I'll see you next time. If I disappear from the airwaves, you know why. I got blown away. All right. Goodbye from Australia, and it's hooroo from Harry Houdini. Oh, you'd like some fish? Yes, so would I.